Alright, Gaming Godfather here. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, please like, and do all those other wonderful things that will get me a little bit more attention. What I'm doing today is working on undiscovered locations in Skellige. As you can see from my overall map, I've probably still have less than half. I would say maybe I have a third done. Undiscovered locations are every single question mark that you see. The problem with Skellige, instead of being on the continent, is on the continent the undiscovered locations are primarily on land, whereas in Skellige they are primarily in the water, which makes it very tedious. So currently I am sitting on the water after picking up another treasure, and basically what this is going to be, the majority will be treasure chests. Many treasure chests, which will just be a bunch of stuff that you're going to go back on land and sell. But you will also take care of some quests in the process. So I'm going to go back to the world map. Every anchor that you see on the map is a fast travel point from the boat. So logic would dictate right now that Holmstein Port would be the best place to go because of all of the undiscovered locations surrounding it. So here we are. The only thing bad about this location is I don't think there are many vendors, merchants for me to sell to. I'm going to go take a peek right now just because of the fact of how much weight that I'm carrying. In this mode of play, the only weight-bearing part that causes a problem is you won't be able to swim fast. Otherwise, when you're on the boat, it will cruise just like if you were riding roach. Oops, came up a little bit too high. The merchant's down here.
You looking to buy something? Well, you're in for a surprise. We're just as well stocked as any land-bound shop in Novigrad.
Yeah, well, you're going to be stocked a lot more if you got the cash for it.
Let's do some trading.
650, you'll get rid of a few items. So anything that's got a lower rating than what I currently have. So this steel sword is 15. The damage is 15 lower than what I'm currently carrying. It is 32 crowns. You can easily afford it. This is 6 less, 319. This will get me another 31. This will get me another 85. And then we go on to the armor. He can't afford that. He can't afford this. That is a +5. I generally don't like heavy armor for a few reasons. And I'm doing fine with what I have currently. So that just being a +5, and it's also a level 25. I'm at level 27 right now, so I can do better. That's a +2. Heavy, it's worth 86. He can afford it. And this is worth 24, and that's about all he can afford. So then you basically go into more of a haggling situation. So I'll see if there's anything worth buying. I haven't read that. And I haven't read that, which doesn't really matter. It's not a game changer. There's really nothing else that I'd buy from him, so I am done with this merchant. My weight is now at 122 out of 160, which I would like it to be under 100, if at all possible. Problem is, he can't afford that.
So long.
So what you want to hope to find is either a blacksmith or an armorer that generally tend to have over 1,000 crowns. So a couple of ways to go about that. One is if you don't find one here, which it looks like I am not going to get lucky, then your secondary option at this point would be to go ahead and fast travel. And what I'll do is I'll try to fast travel someplace that's very close to one of those particular merchants. The more weight you get rid of, then the longer you can stay out to sea collecting items. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and keep these videos short, 1 hour or less, and then upload them on YouTube in 1080p instead of the 720 that it defaults to, which is pretty horrible. So Kaer Muir is a stone's throw away from where I'm standing right now, so we're going to head over there, where I do have a blacksmith. And I believe this cat's going to have about 2,000 crowns. So there's an armorer and a smith.
What is it?
Smith being weapons, armorer being, of course, armor.
Wouldn't mind a look at your stock.
So be it.
It's been a lot of fun since I've changed my rules in my Twitch feed on how many people show up and then realize they can't post and chat for 10 minutes. And they're also going to find out that if they mention Discord, they'll be blocked. So I don't wind up with many viewers here on Twitch anymore, which is fine by me. I'd rather create these instructional videos and upload them to YouTube. All right, so currently I'm at 105 pounds or kilograms, depending on what the weight measure is for this. This is where you have a lot of that weight. If you've picked up a saddle along the way, 6.5 pounds, get rid of it. Saddlebags, not as much, but 1 3/4 pounds is still fairly decent. And then another saddle that's 8 pounds. Easily has me under 100 now. I'm going to check and see if there's anything else they would buy. What I do is I sort all of my items by weight. Crafting and alchemy items do not have any weight at all. Collect as many as you want. When you start getting into the quest items, obviously you want to keep because they're for quests. But when you get to other, 3 white bear hides is 2.5 pounds. A horse hide, a single one, is just under a pound. And so you can dump a lot of these items as well. If I find one of the magical storage chests that are scattered about the game, I'll throw a bunch of stuff in there as well. And then you can always pick those up later, fill yourself up to your heart's content, and go sell them. I'm getting to a point where a lot of the armors and weapons I can buy are going to cost well over 1,000 crowns. So that 13,000 that I have is a good number. So we will go ahead and fast travel back to the port, and time to go get back on the boat. So any small single sail boat in the game is yours for the taking. You do not own one. All right, so the next thing to do is go to the map and find where you're going next. So this will be my first market. So you've got a visual on your radar. Point your boat towards it. And once you're in line, you can just hold down your A button and let it do its thing until you see sirens flying around in the air. Now with the sirens, you want to absolutely get off of your boat before they dive down and start pecking it apart. So you can tap your B button, which he'll stand up as soon as the boat comes to a stop. And then tap your B button again. This is on the Xbox to jump in the water. And I will show you why you will do that. So there's 2 of them right there to my right. There's 4 total. They're all jumping in. Good time to get out. So on your radar, you're going to see arrows on the red dots. If you don't see an arrow on the red dot, it means they're in the water. And in and underneath the water is the way to take them out. Right now, I need them to dive back in. So I will go back to the surface, swim towards them, wait until I see a name. That means they're going to be coming in. Then you look at your radar to find out where they're at, turn towards them, and just shoot a bolt. If you're playing on normal, then one shot will take it out. A lot of the times what I'll do in this situation, come back up for a breath, fill up. If none are diving down, then go take care of business. So in this case, it looks like I only have 2 chests to open. So A button to loot, Y button to take all. Got another saddle, so that right there probably already added 6 to 8 pounds to my inventory. So they're all called smugglers something or other. Don't worry about them hitting you. You going down, not going to happen, and the poison will be a temporary nuisance. And then get your butt back to the surface. Make sure your breath is back up to full, and then wait for the next one to come in. I take care of all of them because I don't want any of them annoying me while I'm trying to cruise my boat. So there you have it. It's as simple as that. You can swim to the surface, or you can hold down your B button to just resurface straight up and down. So back to your boat. Back to the helm. Back to the map. You can only see the anchor fast travel points when you are at the helm. You can't just get on the boat and have them there. All right, so there we go. Another one done. What direction do I want to go in? This is the map's edge right here. So I'm just going to take care of the edge of the map and then work my way up. So there we go. We've got our marker on our map. Don't run into the dead sirens because it will do damage to your boat for some reason. Not sure why a floating object you'll easily push. Oh, then you'll get the occasional, as you see there, whales. I've not had any bother the boat, thankfully. And it looks like I had a siren on my tail, but gone. So you're going to deal with either sirens or drowners. Usually the ones that are closer to land masses will be drowners, which can be either in the water or on the land mass. And what you are going to do is find out which is which, but it's the same. There you go. There's the whale nice and close to us. It's the same situation. You're going to dive in the water, look at your radar for the solid red dots with no arrows, and then just go ahead and make sure that you turn in that direction, fire your bolt, and drowners as well should go down with one shot. I have another 230 paces to get there. Everything in Skellige, I'm guessing it must be the time of year, or maybe it's always this way, is a winter wonderland. So that lets you know that Geralt is one tough sumbitch, because these waters are very frigid. This would pretty much be like boating off of Antarctica. All right, so you see there's a downward pointing arrow, which everything is, whether it's the smuggler's cache, which is hanging off of barrels. This is the hard part, because once it goes into battle mode, you can't jump. So trying to jump off of your boat can be a little tricky. Just be diligent, keep hitting your B button until it goes down. So there's one. There's two. And that's all that's bothering me right now, so we will head down quickly. These three are fairly close together, so this should be quick. I don't even bother reading what I'm grabbing. I just empty the chests, take them to the boat, and then I'm eventually going to take them to shore and sell everything. Or do a little alchemy. You know, for the items that I have. You want to get to armorers and blacksmiths to build those items, because that's something that you cannot do yourself. All right, so just turning the boat around. And back to the map. Back to the map one more time. Zoom out, and there's our next target. So I'll just start working straight up, knocking out these. I'll worry about the land ones later. I'm just going to knock out the water ones. Head back to shore, sell my stuff. And as you see, this is going to take quite some time. So I will be cutting off this video relatively shortly, because it's just going to be repetitive. I can, definitely find some interesting things to talk about, but it's been a very depressing world lately. So yeah, hold that A button down to speed yourself up. 400 paces is a pretty good ways to get there. That's on the lower left-hand part of your circular radar in the upper right-hand corner. And then what I'll do is I will cut this off. I'm going to go finish this up myself and not bore you guys to tears. And once I get back to either the main story, which is what's up on the screen right now, the Brothers in Arms, Skellige is electing a new king, and it looks like I have to get involved somehow. But what I am also doing is recruiting all of the characters that I've done favors for throughout the game to come and help me with rescuing Ciri. And then once I get to Ciri, I will have to deal with the Wild Hunt, because they will be on her tail once I free her from where she's at. That you don't want. You don't want a siren getting on your boat, because they will almost instantly do damage. So I waited a little too long as I was chatting there. So we'll see when I get back on the boat. I'm aiming right now, because you can't just click the crossbow unless you see their name or see what type they are in their health bar. So far, that's not working out too hot. So we'll take care of this one. I'm going to get a little closer to my loot, which is not much. It looks to me like we've only got 2. There's usually 3. For the most part, there's been 3. Get underwater about 2 body lengths. And this one is going to be a problem, it seems. I've never had this situation before. So, you cannot use any other weapons while you are in the water. Trying just the tapping right now. That's not working. And I can't coax her to come away from the boats. So I'll do something very uncharacteristic, which is get on the boat. And And that should take care of it. Yes, done. So now you can also stand on the boat, fire at them from there, and if you're fortunate, they will land on the boat with you. If you can put your sword away, it means you can jump again. So jump in, hold X, go down, grab your loot, get back on your boat, be on your way. So now you've seen the 2 ways to rid yourself of siren problems. When we get to the helm, we'll see if she did any damage to the boat. I've never had a boat sink. I've had chunks taken out of both sides. So you won't see the condition of the boat until you get to the helm. And the boat's fine. 100% healthy. That is on the left side of the screen underneath your health bar. All right, so we keep going what I would feel to be to the north. And I'll do one more. Before we call this a video. There's nobody in my feed right now, so now the hopes will be to get some views on YouTube. And go from there. So lately I've had where I get on Twitch and then I, log myself in on my tablet so I can see the chat feed and respond to anything you guys want to say. But immediately it shows me 2. So one's me and one's a instant person that got on here, which tells me bot. Some kind of AI crap, and they're going to try to sell me on Discord. So what you want to, or not sell it, but get you to join theirs. So what you want to do is go into your Twitch settings and do 2 things. One's the most common used and recommended is to have it that new viewers of your feed have to be on for 10 minutes. Look at this, got another one that did the same thing as the last time. Got rid of that one. See if I can get in the water. There we go. Get underwater. Don't be scared of all the screaming and everything. They're not too threatening. As the saying goes, people that run their mouths usually are the least amount of threat. It's the ones that take action that you have to worry about. Okay, see if we can get all 3 before I have to go up for air. Yeah, so far I haven't seen that I've gotten anything unusual, anything earth-shattering to my game. It's just a bunch of sellable items. Yeah, so there you go. So if your amount of breath left is the length of the word breath, you'll have plenty of time to get back to the surface from a treasure chest. So I'm going to swim out to these 2 ladies. Get them fired up so they come down after me. Look at your radar to figure out which way to turn. It's the easiest way to do it, and you can react quickly. And some of them will be a little stubborn about dropping in. Usually, if you're seen, they're on their way. They're going to come down. And there you go. That cleans all of them out. So I'm going to close this up. We'll get this on YouTube in 1080p instead of the 720p I've been posting, which I've noticed in certain ways of viewing is highly disappointing. Phone, tablet, and computer, it looks okay. On a TV, it looks horrible at 720p, especially on my OLED that I use when creating these videos. So I'm going to go and get my seven. See, I've damaged my boat because it ran into floating wood, which shouldn't be doing any damage to the craft whatsoever. It should just be pushing it to the side. But we are also talking about technology from the 1200s. So thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Remember, Gaming Godfather, Mr. Gaming Godfather, on Twitch, on MetaQuest, on YouTube, Gaming Godfather on Xbox. Been that for a long, long time. So yes, please, if you do like, click like. If you're interested in seeing more, click subscribe. And if I start getting enough people showing interest, I'll start scheduling these. And maybe you can come in and chat with me, which would make this a whole lot more fun and give me a reason to keep on going after these undiscovered locations without boring you to tears. Thanks again. Peace.